Fuck you! That's my heavy! That was it! He got it.
The last 10 minutes, David and I are trying to have a conversation while Danny's playing Destiny 2 and just freaking raging at it. And he's like, you should totally play this game. You're raging so much, I don't think I'll enjoy playing this damn game. You seem like you hate it.
What the hell is my team doing?
That's why you like it.
It sounds like it. It sounds very fun.
2v1! And he's there fucking, oh yeah, trolley lolly law.
Danny's gonna have a heart attack playing this game.
Where the fuck is my team? Dying. They're dead. Fuck you and the host your Rodin.
Hello and welcome to the Hardcore Casuals podcast, the podcast for the working class geek that's too hardcore to be casual, but too casual to be hardcore. I'm Adrian.
I'm David.
I'm Danny.
Hi, David.
Oh, hi, David.
Oh, hi, David. All right, so man, this
Adrian, you're
is the first
tearing me apart.
Not yet, not
Tearing me
yet.
apart, Adrian. You're tearing me apart.
Oh, no, that movie's gonna tear us apart once you finally decide to watch it. So, all right, so for you, our guests, our listeners, this is the first time we're together in, crap, it's been a while, right? Almost 3 weeks now. We had Hurricane Irma come through. I was stuck on a boat. You guys were fighting death, whatever.
So the first thing that we have to say is, like, hearts go out to everyone dealing with, that had to deal with the hurricane in Houston, and then the hurricane in Florida, and then now the hurricane in Puerto Rico.
Well, also don't forget the both Irma and Maria hit the
Lesser
Leeward
Antilles
Islands,
and the Leeward Islands, yeah.
Dominica, St. Martin. I mean, I actually have customers in St. Martin.
The Virgin Islands, they all got hit. So everybody, we hope everyone survived and everyone's okay. We heard from friends of ours in Puerto Rico that they're fine and that they're back in Miami today. But stuff is really, really rough. And here we're all in Miami, so we had to deal with Irma. And yeah, Mexico just got hit with two earthquakes back to back. So
Jeez.
Actually,
it's a rough time. It's a rough time, and we're hoping that everyone's okay and makes it out alive.
Yeah, it kind of puts things into perspective, you know.
Yeah, especially since today was supposed to be the end of the world again.
No, you guys got to get your conspiracy theories right. Today was not supposed to be the end of the world. Today was supposed to be the beginning of the end of the world. Okay, the appearance of Planet X Nibiru, and it's setting off the chain reaction that leads to the seven seals of the apocalypse according to the Bible.
We already know that that's not going to happen because Thor is on Cthulhu. Not Thor, Aquaman's on Cthulhu.
Thor is on Cthulhu.
You know, that would be a better story. I like that story better,
I kind of want to hear this story.
So
Spikes it with the hammer.
Thor defeats Aquaman, takes control of Cthulhu to bring about Ragnarok.
He defeats Aquaman. That's
Mic
a very
drop.
big feat.
Mike, yeah, pick up your Yeti and drop it. I want to see it hit the floor.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, man. Well,
I
actually,
think that's the story. That's the way the cookie crumbled.
if you want to know, since we're talking about the recent, the last 3 weeks of natural disasters, we just find it interesting that Maria and we were on a cruise and we got to miss the hurricane, although we were worried about all you guys, and we were in Cozumel and Cancun, and we just finished doing a little cave dive when the first earthquake hit Mexico City, and we were able to feel some of the tremors from there. I'm kind of like, ew, that's not good.
Yeah, it's not good at all.
Well, thankfully we weren't in the caves when it happened.
Because you could have had a stalactite right up your tightness.
Oh dear, they already did with regardless of the earthquake. It's not easy navigating through a cave with just wearing water socks.
Yeah, there's a reason why we don't live in caves.
It's actually quite peaceful in there, just not comfortable on the feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Set up a hammock in the cave. Set up some Wi-Fi.
Cave hammock. Oh man. So we have a lot to basically catch up on. Things have happened.
So what happened on the boat?
Oh well, no, forget about the boat. The boat. I mean,
We were on a boat.
Yeah, we were on a boat during the hurricane. We thought everything was going to be okay. About the third day of the cruise, we're like, okay, looks like the storm's going to hit Miami. We called our guy to come and board us up. Our property manager turns him away because he was going to drill holes to the building to do it. So we basically spent the rest of the cruise drunk, trying to forget the fact that we're going to come home to nothing. and we find out that actually everything was okay. I mean, seriously, it was. I mean, it wasn't a great vacation. It was very stressful, but again, just glad that you guys are okay. Our listeners seem to be okay, at least so far. The ones here in our area. I mean, the worst we got was a a week's worth of no electricity and AC and lots of downed trees. But yeah,
Could have been a lot worse.
It could have been a lot worse for us. And again, I mean, can only imagine what's going right now in Puerto Rico, because that was looking at that. That wasn't pretty.
Yeah, the whole island is out of power, and it's probably going to be months without power, and just devastation of homes and everything.
No, did you hear about the mass evacuation of 70,000 people?
Because of the dam.
Villages, the dam, 70,000 people, man. Can you believe that?
Yeah, and they're all going to come here.
Yeah, well, hey.
That's crazy.
They're all probably related to us anyway. We're all a big family. But anyway, one thing that did happen on the boat, as part of my need to forget about what the hell's happening back home,
on the
we
boat?
saw it. They had it on the boat. Yeah, we saw it on the boat.
It's on the boat.
We saw it on the boat in the IMAX.
IMAX on the boat.
It was IMAX on the boat. The only IMAX at
IMAX
sea,
on the
apparently.
boat.
Okay, I don't like this little thing we're doing.
IMAX on the boat.
What the hell's wrong with you? You sound like...
Because you sound like some mix of like a Brit and a Canadian. A Canadian.
Brit-Nadian? Or Canada Brit?
Canada Brit.
Canada Brit, I like that. And I know, Danny, David, you were trying to see it earlier today. It wasn't able to happen.
Yeah.
Danny, have you seen it yet?
Nope.
Well, it's making a lot of. It's doing very, very well in the box office. I was reading articles that it's redefining the horror genre. Blah blah blah.
Oh, please.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want.
I already heard some spoilers about it that I wasn't too pleased with. Not that I heard the spoilers, but I was just not pleased with what the spoilers entailed. Some of the decisions they made.
What have you heard?
Like the change of his.
I'm spoiled already. Screw you all.
It's not like I'm trying not to spoil it, but
Yeah.
what he was in the original miniseries in the book.
Before you go, light spoiler warnings then.
Well, I guess light. But I'm not going to even say what it was in the original stuff, just that they changed that. That he's not the same kind of being that he was in the original miniseries and in the book. And when I heard about it, I was like, that sounds kind of lame, but I never really cared about that part because everything that I liked about it happens pre-finding out what he is. Because once you find out what he is, it's like, it kind of makes sense to the story. You're not scared anymore when you're watching it because you're like, this is ridiculous. And that's how they defeat him anyways. And I don't know, I just didn't like that, but whatever.
Well, what you're going into really isn't spoiler warnings. I mean, it's part of the book, and it's part of the whole Stephen King's mythos.
Well, it's spoilers for anybody that hasn't seen the original miniseries or read the book. Yeah. And it's been around for many, many years, so it's something that you could say.
The thing is, without getting into too much and spoiling it, what you're bringing up, because since I'm the only one who's seen the movie, it's not that it's not that case. They just don't really mention it. They haven't gone into that. In fact, the guy who plays it says that they hope. The guy who plays Pennywise says that they hope in the sequel they go into that because it does go into a bigger universe. I mean, just to put it lightly. But
so now it's going to be the Stephen King cinematic universe.
Well, he does. Well, the thing is, he did have a literary universe. Like the Dark Tower takes place in the same universe as it. I'm not sure if anybody knows that.
And The Stand and every other fucking movie. So or every other book. So it's going to turn out to be the Stephen King cinematic universe.
I will say this: I had high hopes for it. We talked in previous podcasts before that when I was a kid, I loved it. And the original.
You had
TV
high hopes
series.
for it, or you had high hopes for it?
I see what you did there.
I see what I did there.
And actually, no. To answer your humorous question, both. The movie's okay. It's a good movie. It definitely plays off of the recent popularity of 80s retro, like Stranger Things.
Including one of the actors.
Including which he does I gotta give him credit. He's for a little kid, he has good range. because he plays a completely different character in this movie, and he's kind of like the comic relief. Does a really, really good job.
I feel like all the kids in it, well, in Stranger Things, are pretty good and believable.
Same thing goes with it. The kid actors are fantastic, and the whole story around them, superb. Where I was a little disappointed was when it actually goes to Pennywise, and the way they try to bring up about the horror and the scaring. Again, I'm more of a fan of quiet and suspense to build up the horror. And where I was disappointed was that this movie, aside from the intro, which the intro was amazing, the intro reminded me of the intro of Jaws. It's fantastic, probably the best part of the whole movie. But once you start getting into the stride of the film, it just starts getting reliant on jump scares, like every other freaking horror movie.
Oh God, why?
Yeah, and it's like, you could do it so much better. I mean, again, it's not bad, but I wasn't scared at all. Everybody else was like, ooh, but it's jump scares. And personally, I think that jump scares is the cheapest way to do a horror movie, because jump scares relied on something sudden and a loud noise. And it plays on one of the two instinctive human fears. Human beings are only born with two fears: fear of loud noises and fear of falling. And it just relies on loud noises, so it gets you that jump reaction, that little knee-jerk reaction, like when you go to the doctor, they hit you in the knee with a hammer and up goes your leg. Instead of building it up, like the first scene, it builds it up, and that was true horror. That's
the original miniseries not that the original miniseries relied on jump scares, but it also showed too much. Mm-hmm. Like all the stupid scenes of him just like kind of staring at the camera and showing his sharp teeth. You're like, maybe back then that was scary, but it's super, super cheesy. And I agree with you. Like we said a few podcasts ago, that I feel like one of the strongest horror movies in recent times. A lot of people would disagree with it, but I feel like The Ring was actually one of the best uses of horror in a long time.
I agree.
And The Ring wasn't about jump scares. It was very much what you're saying. It was very much about building the horror and making you question what you're looking at and what the hell's going on. And there was like dire circumstances. But now, even when you look at the newer Ring movies and stuff, it's kind of fallen down the same cheap path as well. And it sucks. It's like they all rely on that same nonsense of
yeah.
And it's like, oh, come on.
And that was a great example, because we were watching it in IMAX, so the sound system was amazing,
superb
quality, top gothic industrial sound. But it kind of ruins the whole. It even ruins the jump scare, because before the jump scare, the whole theater is shaking from the bass. Yeah. It's like, okay, here it comes, and it turns it off.
Jeez, that sounds extremely distracting.
Oh, hi, Danny.
Like that sounds extremely distracting what you're describing, with the whole theater, the bass vibrating, everything.
It pulled me out, and the thing is, I wanted to really love this movie. There's a lot of promoters for this movie, a lot of good things happen. Definitely worth watching. But again, it's one of those things where it's like, crap, this is a well-done movie, but it could have been more if only they did this.
Did you ever check the listing when you got the tickets to go see your IMAX version, and if it was that sound system said for her pleasure? It could have been that's what it was there for.
It was an interactive theater, so maybe.
It could have been that.
It could have been that.
If you ever looked over at Maria and she was just like, ah.
Well, all the girls seemed to like the movie, so.
There you go.
They were very invested in those scary moments. Definitely worth a watch. If you, it takes different strokes to move the world, and some people like the jump scare. It gives you that little adrenaline rush. It's very addicting. Me, I guess my horror palette's a little more refined, and I'd actually like my emotions to be
your horror palette.
My horror palette. My horror palette. See, I prefer the redheads first, but if I really want an interactive experience, I go to the brunettes now. Horror palettes. You guys are idiots.
That just reminded me of earlier. I was talking to my wife, and I was saying that we should probably move.
Wait, you're married?
I was saying we should probably move to Oklahoma. and then for some reason, I started breaking down the word Oklahoma, and I was like, you know what? We can make a movie called Oklahoma, where it's about a Los Angeles prostitute that's a mother that moves to Oklahoma. So it's like, okay, L.A., Los Angeles, ho, because she's a whore, and ma, for she's a mom. Perfect. It's synergy.
How drunk were you when you came up with this horrible idea?
You're not allowed to come up with things anymore.
I think I was doing lines off the toilet.
I told you, use the top
It's
of
Miami.
the toilet.
I had to do
On a
lines.
cheetah, like NPH.
Oh man. But yeah, I really do hope that sometime soon we get somebody who decides to make a horror movie that's a little more psychologically engaging. And I do know there's a movie out there right now called Mother that's supposed to be. It's the same person who did Requiem for a Dream. What's his name? I hear mixed things about it. That it's very disturbing, but not really.
Sounds
horror.
familiar.
Has a lot of biblical allegory into it. Like it's chock full of biblical allegory.
I don't like that. I don't like either when people try to do horror and they're like, oh, you know what? I'm going to start throwing a lot of biblical stuff into this just because it's the controversy. And just like when I watch horror movies and I see them putting all the crosses upside down, I don't know if it's just because of our own religious background, but I don't like seeing that because it just feels like shock factor for the sake of shock factor. It's sacrilege for the sake of... It has no merit to the film. For example, in what's this movie? The Exorcist. When the girl takes the crucifix and she starts fingering herself with it, basically. That was shock value for the sake of shock value. Pure sacrilege that had no reason for the... Like, I don't agree with that stuff. I don't feel like that's horror. I just feel like that's them saying, let's do what we can to just make something controversial and make people just gasp. I'm just not a fan.
I will, because I'm going to debate you on this one because
Go for it.
I think The Exorcist is a fantastic horror film, and yes, I know where you're coming from as far as shock value, but I believe sometimes shock value has a place in horror. Horror, again, to me, needs to make you feel uncomfortable, needs to make you feel out of your element, needs to make you feel not safe and disturbed. And I remember the first time I saw that scene, I was like, oh my God, this is mocking my religion, but look at it in the context. You have a demon that's trying to belittle the priest. And what better way than to say, hey, you have no power over me. I'm going to get your biggest religious symbol and I'm going to fornicate it literally to basically, slight you.
I just don't know how to explain it. It's like I understand what you're saying.
From. I know where you're coming from.
Yeah, and I get what you're saying, and I agree with it.
I'm giving the devil its due, literally.
No, yeah, it's like I agree with what you're saying. I totally understand that there is place for it in terms of, especially in that movie, because, like you said, it's about a demon that's basically just shitting all over everything everyone believes in. Mm-hmm. But other movies, I feel like they do it just for the sake of wanting to put something there to make people say, oh, I didn't like that. That's sacrilege. And
well, I'll also say this, given the fact that you and I have the both upbringing, I think it's always that Christianity always hits the cheap shot. Like I've never seen any movie or story do sacrilege on another religion.
Well, specifically Catholicism.
Catholicism is a sect of Christianity, so.
Yeah, I consider it all the same, to be honest.
But yeah, I mean, like that's where I guess it kind of bothers me. Is like I never see any film
fornicating with a menorah.
That would hurt even more than a crucifix. A crucifix is a little slender, and then there's like a flared end. I mean, it's probably the most comfortable of religious items to fornicate.
A menorah doesn't sound pleasant at all.
No, do it with
they call that one the shocker.
5-star of David. Oh God, but
yeah, because are there any Jewish stories that have anything to do with demons and any of that? Because the whole idea of demons and hell and all that is basically from Dante's Inferno. That is what cemented the current idea of what hell is and demons and all of that kind of stuff. It comes from there. The circles of hell, all of it. So all of that's tied to Christianity and further Catholicism. But you don't really get that with Judaism or any of the other religions, I don't think.
Well, I mean, the Hindu religion has a big slew, like over a million deities, and some of them are benevolent, some of them are malevolent, and some of them in their lore have done horrible things. I mean,
and you see
there's
that
one
now that you
could do
bring that
something.
up. Now that you bring that up, that reminds me. That's one of the parts that I like when horror movies use religion, when they go into the demons and stuff and all that kind of thing, and then they tie it back to other religions, where they're like, this person is known as such and such in this religion, and they continue causing havoc throughout all of the religions and through everything, like just tormenting people. That's when I like when they tie religions together. I'm like, oh man, that's cool, because someone actually put in some fucking research before they decided to do jump scares.
When it's one demon and he has many names because he's been called different things because of the different religions.
That was Odin at the end of American Gods.
I was actually going to say, and that really, like, oh god, I know we talked about it before, but that scene just drew me out and out.
It's like everything was great until then. I mean,
Yeah,
it
I
literally,
was like, okay,
With the crappy-
here comes the big scene. Oh, this is what you decided to do with it, boo.
it Mass Effect 3'd us.
It did Mass Effect. And no Marauder shields to warn us.
Yeah, we had no Marauder shields to save us.
But David, going back to what you were saying, that you like, when movies and whatever do this, do you have an example of one? Because I'm trying to think of one in my little Price is Right wheel in my head. And
I
find
can't remember. The one that comes to mind that I can't remember if that's the case, I feel like it was The Conjuring that might have done it. That there was a point there where they talk about how such and such was such and such in like some other religion, and it's like this long backstory of how it ties into the other ones. And I always appreciate that when they try to tie some of these elements together. I think that's really cool.
Well, it shows that they put a little more effort into it.
Yeah, it's not just the typical nonsense where, oh, this is just someone that died and now they're pissed off. I'm like, oh, fuck off.
It's a ghost and it's in the wall.
Yeah, I'm just so done with that. Like this new movie that's coming out called Friend Request. I'm like, fuck you, fuck everything that you're about, and fuck everyone that looks like you. I'm just so sick of this bullshit.
Oh.
Check the trailer right now if you want.
No.
And just piss yourself off.
Just to name alone is pissing me off.
Yeah, no, that looked ridiculous. Like most of these horror films that try to incorporate modern technology and stuff like that, like Facebook it sucks. Never get into it. But again, if there's a future director out there listening to us, please make a good, emotionally violating horror movie. That's not relying on jump scares.
And
I will be your biggest fan.
It goes to show that there is a market for that, and there's a lot of people, even in Hollywood, that feel the same way as you do, because James Wan became what he is now off of Saw. He made Saw basically as a student, as a short film. And Saw 1, I'm not talking about the entire series of all the Saws.
Okay, because I was going to say.
Saw 1 is a fantastic idea.
Agreed.
And it's a great... I wouldn't even call it horror. I would call it more of a suspense thriller. But it's a very strong concept.
Yeah.
As simple and minimalistic as it is. And that launched his career. And he ended up doing things like, I'm pretty sure he did The Conjuring. And he was involved in this Annabelle stuff that started coming out recently. He's done almost... Oh, wait, what was the other one? The one with the guy that like, sleepwalks or whatever, like, spirit walks. Insidious. He did the Insidious movie.
Oh, that's right.
Is it Insidious? Yeah, it's Insidious. Because the one with Ethan Hawke is Sinister. Is that Ethan Hawke?
It's not Ethan Hawke. No.
It's
I forgot the guy's name. Yeah.
In Sinister, it's a different one, I think. Is it Sinister? What? Now I'm confused.
I'm looking
which
it
movie
up.
is which?
Yeah,
I need to Google this.
Yeah, go.
Where are you?
While he does that, another good thing happened while in the interim between the last podcast and now. So we've mentioned this before. One of the things we have been planning to do is to sit down and do our viewing of The Room.
It was Patrick Wilson
It was Patrick Wilson?
in Insidious. Yeah.
Oh, shit. So then is Sinister... Yeah, Sinister is with Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke.
Yeah. Okay, we got it. All settled. But Insidious is pretty good, too. That's a fun...
That's not bad.
I find that to be like the popcorn version of horror that's a little bit more fun. It's got a cool concept, and it does have its jump scares, but it's more of a fun film. Or films, I think
look,
2 or 3 of them that there are, they're all like...
I haven't
just
seen the
fun.
sequels. I want to see the first one.
They're
wanna-
cool.
I don't want to dog jump scares. I think it has its use. I'm not saying that any movie that does jump scares is bad, but when that's your primary element to instill a reaction from the audience, then you're going cheap, and that's what I was talking about jump scares. Like, it can't be the main thing. But yeah. So anyways, I placed an order through Tommy Wiseau's website to get a Blu-ray copy of the Room, and nothing happened. I got no bank confirmation that my card was charged. I got no email confirmation that the order went through. Whatever. I was like, shit, I got scammed. So whatever. Went on the cruise. When I come back, guess what's waiting for me?
Tommy Wiseau himself.
Tommy Wiseau himself. Exactly.
Oh hi.
Oh, hi, Adrian.
No, I get a package. Not only is my Blu-ray copy of The Room there, but I have an autographed photo of Tommy Wiseau with my name misspelled, true to fashion of him. He got my name wrong. It's like, hey, Adrian, love is blind. Tommy Wiseau. So now I'm here. I own The Room, and I've yet to see it because I'm waiting for you guys to schedule a day that we could all see it together and enjoy this train wreck of entertainment.
I told you we could do it on my birthday weekend, but you got to work. So
No. I'm gonna see if I can get that day off for you, of course. Money, money comes and goes, but well, so do you. So
yep,
Giggity.
mostly come.
That was a sexual joke. So yeah, so now I have but here's the best thing about the autograph photo I have of Tommy Wiseau. It's the autograph photo of Tommy Wiseau, my name misspelled, his little love is blind thing on it, and the back of the autograph photo, it's not just blank white. No, it's an index card ad for his underwear line.
Oh wow,
So I have an ad for his underwear and an autographed picture.
that's pretty nice.
He's a marketing genius.
So how many of those underwears did you buy?
All of them.
See,
All of
if
them?
he was
I
smart,
want Tommy Wiseau on my crotch.
if he was smart, he would market those underwear, and he would say that these are the first underwear that you can just rip off in passion, and it would say, "You're tearing me apart." That's marketing. That's marketing right there.
Actually, no. You gotta give it to the guy, man. He made one of the worst movies ever. He turned into the skid with the cult following. He embraced his failure. He doesn't admit it, but he embraced it and built this thing off of it to the point where even right now he's riding the wave with Disaster Artist that's coming up. That apparently is doing very well with all the critics watching it and all the festivals it's being shown
I'm
at.
sure he is.
So he might be a creepy vampire dude, but he
doesn't care. He's making it. He's making it.
No, but he's manipulating it to work out for him. So I mean,
That's why I say
for him.
that in life, whether you're good or you're bad at something, you never have to think about doing it. You just have to do it. Because even if you do something terrible, there might be a market for it. There might be something that, not just learning from it, but something good could come of it. And in his case, he made an abomination of a film that shouldn't even have seen the light of day. And yet, look at what happened. It's like, that should tell you that anything is possible as long as you just try. You just do it.
But Danny, David, that was a wonderful, uplifting message. Thank you.
Thank you. My time here is done.
Like seriously, I feel empowered. I feel like I could do things now.
The power is yours.
Damn right it is. The power is mine. Oh man. So yeah, that's on the film front, and I know you
Captain
guys.
Planet, he's a hero.
I heard that they're gonna bring it back.
Pollution down to zero.
Did you hear that? I heard that they're gonna bring Captain Planet back.
I think we talk about this on every podcast.
I think so too. Yeah.
I don't know because I'm always drunk. So
And every time it's different. It's like one time, oh, they're gonna bring it back. Oh, cool. And then the other time it's gonna be like, oh, it's live action.
I
What?
don't want a live action. I want my animated Captain Planet. God damn it.
We need more Don Cheadle. That's it.
Played by Channing Tatum.
Oh my
Don
god.
Cheadle played by Channing Tatum.
No, Captain Planet.
Don Cheadle played by. Oh god, I love it.
Captain Planet is Don Cheadle played by Channing Tatum. It's like, what? And what?
Holy crap. He's a new
Tropic
thing,
Thunder
dude.
did it. Tropic Thunder already did it.
Yeah, exactly.
Trying to be another dude.
Oh man. All right, so I don't have a PS4, and I'm not gonna get this game because I don't want to play by myself. But you guys, I know Danny, you've been
Get
all about
a
Destiny
PS4.
2.
Tell Maria to buy you a PS4.
When
for
Final
the
Fantasy VII
abomination
remake comes
of-
out, I'll get it.
No, man, you don't even want to play the Final Fantasy remake because that shit's gonna suck. Why are you gonna play that?
Adrian's
and
never
shit
gonna
all
get
over
it.
your own memories.
Every time it's like,
One-
oh, when this happens, I'll get the PS4. Oh, when this happens,
One-
I'll get the PS4. Oh, when this
answer-
happens, I'll get the PS4.
answer
And nothing
David's-
happens. I'll get the PS4. And he still doesn't have a PS4.
To answer David's question, 1 3-syllable word is what will make me buy it.
One-winged
Sephiroth.
angel.
One word, not 1 3-syllable word, not 3 1-syllable words. To bring out dyslexic and shit.
Is?
Oh, I missed you guys.
Oh, you guys.
You guys. Oh god. So David, you're not a fan of Destiny 2. Danny's jacking off about it.
I've grown to no longer hate it, but just mildly dislike it. So I've given it half a thumb up. Out of
How does
2
that look
thumbs up.
like? I know the our listeners can't see, but I want to see you do a half thumbs up.
It's like a.
Oh god. Like before Danny goes into his diatribe, the thing is, from what I can see, again as a layperson who doesn't play this game, it doesn't look at all like the first one, which doesn't constitute it being called a sequel. But Danny, you like that?
Wait, you just said it doesn't look a lot like the first one?
It does.
It does. It's yeah. You
okay,
said it doesn't.
I am on my second scotch, so I could be slipping over my words. It does look like a lot like the first one. It doesn't look like a true sequel. It looks like a expansion pack or an add-on, which to me turns me off. But you like that?
Well, it's not that I like it, it's that I was already expecting it from the start. Like, before they even showed it. In fact, while they were showing it, I was like, holy crap, this is awesome, but as I'm watching it, I'm like, I've only seen like 2 new things. And the graphics are pretty. It looks like the exact same thing. I'm not disappointed. Because that was exactly
But
what I
why
was
call
expecting.
it Destiny 2?
I don't know, man. Publicity? They want extra money? Slap on
The
a 2, you
search
get
for
more
more money.
Exactly.
Destiny 2, the search for more
See, this-
money.
There you go.
See, this is why I like my Nintendo sequels. Go back to Nintendo games. The sequels were totally fucking different than the Zelda 2. Nothing like Zelda 1. Castlevania 2. Nothing like Castlevania
You see,
1.
I understand why they
Mario
didn't do that. And obviously, Simon's Quest is an example of why they didn't do that. Because as much as
like
there's people like
Simon's
you
Quest.
that like Simon's Quest, most people fucking hate Simon's Quest.
And I like Zelda 2. I like this. I like Mario 2. I like all the sequels. Everybody hates the sequels.
Well,
I'm like, I like
you don't
them.
like Mario 2, you like the fake Mario 2. Not the real Mario 2.
Ah. You just went hardcore.
That's hardcore. I told you
Okay, wait,
hardcore
you-
about platformers.
We need to just educate the audience really quickly. David, go.
Our audience knows. Our audience knows already.
No, they're too casual. That was very hardcore.
That's not that hardcore.
The
The
true
Super Mario 2 Super Mario 2 was like a palette reskin in the United States from a different game in Japan because
About an
Super
Indian
Mario
dude.
Brothers. Yeah, Super Mario Brothers was so popular here that they needed to rush out part 2 to get some more money. So they just reskinned some other game that was kind of like it and called it Super Mario Brothers 2, which it really wasn't. So what we have here in the United States as part 2 isn't really Super Mario Brothers 2.
Yeah, and I forget the actual name, but it was like an Indian/Arabic type of game. You played a guy, who he did wear a turban, and that's why he had the magic carpets. He would fly on the magic carpets. It was part of the level and crap like that. But yeah, the real Mario 2 was what we come to know as the extra levels, which are like the
Right.
really really hard versions. That was a true Mario 2, but
Right.
in Japan. So nice comment there. So yeah,
Throwing
back
some
to
trivia.
I love
NES
it.
trivia.
Now you know. All right, so
Dun, dun, dun.
Super Famicom 2. All right, so Danny, continue with your Destiny 2.
That's pretty much it. I mean, I wasn't disappointed because I got exactly what I thought was what it was gonna be.
Gotcha. You weren't expecting more. You weren't expecting a whole.
No, I was expecting extra features, but a lot of the exact same stuff from the first game. I mean, this was supposed to take place from one day to the next, not from one day to the next year or next 20 years or your next 10. You know.
In the storyline.
Yeah, storyline. It's just like one day everyone's all happy doing their own thing, and then suddenly, holy crap, things are coming out from the sky. You know. Yeah, when I saw the first reveal, what was it, Destiny Day, I think it was, in their own studios. It looked beautiful, it looked pretty, but go on.
No one's gonna know what happened. We're not gonna explain this to anybody.
That's gonna be cut.
Oh no, that's gotta stay there. Come on. You guys can't cut the things that make us us. Also, we're not going to have our niche in the audience.
30 seconds of silence? 30 seconds of silence.
You could cut it to like
us.
10 seconds of silence, but whatever, but still.
I just see people checking their phones like, did this break? What the fuck just happened?
No, we just hardcore casualed it.
But yeah, Danny,
yeah?
no, it's like, let me just add to it that Danny, he was expecting that. I, on the other hand, when all of the fanfare that they were giving to Luke Smith, who's the guy who made the raid in Destiny 1 and became the lead manager on Destiny 2, they were all playing it up and playing it up and playing it up like this is the Destiny you've been waiting for. So when they kept saying that kind of shit, I was automatically, which is to my own fault, thinking about the E3 original showing of Destiny, which gives you a completely different mindset of what Destiny was going to be. It was almost like a serious version of Borderlands. And that's what I thought it was going to be. Something that's so badass where you can fly in with your ship, you pop in right next to your teammates, your fire team, and you go on and you fight things, you get cool loot. That's what I was expecting.
We came close to that, but we're not there.
It's not there. And in Destiny 2, what they did was they took Destiny 1 and they just changed everything that people hated about Destiny 1. Well, they didn't change it. They just added to it to make it what people were hoping would be added to Destiny 1 that they never added because of restrictions with previous generation consoles or whatever limitations that they might have had, that they just did it for the new systems. So
it sounds like an expansion pack. Like, to me, the way everything you're saying just sounds like an expansion pack.
It feels like it at first, especially the part that really, really, really... What I like a lot of what Destiny 2 is doing, but the part that really pisses me off about Destiny 2 is that a lot of the exotic weapons are the same fucking shit. A lot of the exotic armor and the exotic weapons are the exact same ones that you already had in Destiny 1. And there's like a handful that's actually new.
Then
and that shit pisses me off.
See, then, look, as a gamer who likes to, you know, like, I'm sorry, I deal with incentive. What's my incentive then? If I'm getting the same shit?
Because the game is fun. It's like, why did people keep playing Halo for so many years? Because Halo, the thing that Bungie does right is that they know how to make a game where the controls feel good. Yeah. It's a first-person shooter that feels good in your hands. So when you're playing single player and you're not dealing with the lag and the bullshit that Danny was just raging about in Crucible, the game feels good and it's fun to play, especially with how they put Destiny 2, where every day when you log in, you're not going to the tower to pick up bounties. Automatically, on your main screen, you've got shit to do. And then you might have extra shit to do when you land on some of these planets, and then you go further by doing some of the Crucible shit that happens every week. So whenever you log in, there's going to be more shit to do that gets you more gear, and the way they did it is you turn in shit that gives you reputation with these NPCs that automatically give you engrams that are hard to find in Destiny 1. And those engrams become new loot that you can use. The part that sucks about that, becoming long-winded here, is that in Destiny 1, all of the gear that you found, all the purple gear, the highest end gear that's not exotic, all of that stuff had multiple roles on the stats. Like, you could find something that has this perk to it and that perk to it, and then with the right combination of perks, you could have really badass gear. Mm-hmm. In Destiny 2, they did away with that. So if you find a gun called Bad News and you find another gun called Bad News, it's the same fucking gun. In Destiny 1, you could have Bad News with these perks and Bad News with these perks, and you'd be like, oh, this Bad News is better than that Bad News.
Oh, like which was cool. Like in Diablo 2 or
like in Diablo 2 or Borderlands or whatever.
They oversimplified the gear and the weapons, so like now you get the same of everything.
Which
I
is
hate
good to
that
an
crap,
extent. It's good to an extent because you don't have to go, oh shit, I just got a new bad news. Let me check this to the minutest of details to see if this is better or not. That's good, but what sucks about it is it takes away a lot of the gameplay, which was, man, I want to keep doing this raid so I can try to find the gear with the perfect roll that I want for PvP or for PvE or whatever. I'm done.
No,
Yeah,
that
Fatebringer,
totally
exactly.
that totally makes sense, especially to me because I like again incentivizing. I guess my libertarian philosophy goes into video games as well. I like incentivizing. Yeah, if I get a gun called Bad News or a sword called Here's Your Mama, if I find another one instead of
I've had
ignoring
that.
it,
I've had that sword.
I know. And then seeing, even if it gave you +1 more dex, shit, you could use that +1 more dexterity. Or combine the two, and now you have a freaking, So it just sounds like that game
Because what they did in
down.
this game is that they gave everything the exact same stats, but they opened up a little window called modifications. So you can loot or create modifications that you can put into these weapons.
Oh,
the thing
customize.
is with these modifications, which are basically kind of like the different roles that you would get in Destiny 1, they're consumable, number one. Number two, you can't create them via a menu like crafting the exact ones that you want. You have to loot them and hope you find the ones that you want, or buy them and hope you automatically get it just randomly from the NPC. You can't craft the exact one you want, which kind of sucks.
Yeah,
And
this doesn't sound
there
fun.
isn't a lot of variety. It's all basically you recharge these skills faster, you recharge your other subclass faster, you recharge the other subclass faster out of the 3 subclasses, you reload weapons faster, or you reduce you increase your stability on certain weapons. And everybody's basically going for that one because it's a shooting game.
Yeah, no recoil.
Yeah.
And the purple ones add 5 points to your power level.
Yeah, so they give you a little bit more power. And that part's
Danny,
that part's
what's
cool.
What's your power level?
It's under 9,000.
It's over
I'll tell you that.
9,000!
No, I think David's right. I think it's under 9,000.
Well,
We're all
yeah,
under 9,000
we're all
by a
under
long shot.
9,000. We've all
Except Crafty. Crafty's well over 9,000.
crafty. Yeah, it shows 3 or 4, but yeah, all 3 of my characters are in the 280s. So yeah.
Yeah, Danny's gone hardcore.
Sounds like Danny doesn't have anything better to do.
In Destiny 1, I was hardcore too. I was like, you know what, I'll play the 3 characters. In this one, I'm like, fuck it, I'm just going to play my 1 character. I'm not diving down that rabbit hole again.
In Destiny 1, it was a lot harder to do that with your 3 characters. In this one, it's really not difficult at all. You finish a story mission, and David, I kid you not, farm the Titan,
Oh yeah, you were telling me.
farm the
Yeah.
public events, and that shoots you up to level 20. You can just start doing whatever and getting the high level stuff off the bat. That's how I got. I kid you not. It was just in like my Titan I did in 1 day, and my Hunter I did in 1 day, few hours.
I don't see myself doing that.
No, then don't do it then.
If I'm bored, I'm like, there's been a couple times where I'm done with my weekly stuff where I'm like, you know what, maybe I start up my Hunter now. But I don't know.
Legitimately, it's the only reason why I did it was because I had nothing to do. I was waiting for people to come over to fix our yard, to dig holes in our yard, and to fix the fence and shit, which they're not done with.
Oh Jesus.
They finally lined the cables, but now I'm waiting for the guy to come and fix the roof, and the guy to come, or guys, I guess, to fix the 3 sides of the fence. And it's not like I could have done anything else. I had to stay at home. So
You should have streamed it.
I did that, and these guys would come over, and then I would have to stop the stream or just leave for a long time and then come back later on. I mean, I was doing all this in my living room, so I wasn't even like sitting down in my room playing. Because if I needed to go outside to do something, they called me over or whatever, I had to just be there. So
We could have made our name like that. You could say, I'm being swatted. And we put it on YouTube. Danny got
Hardcore
swatted.
casuals got swatted.
paid them a few extra bucks. I gave them my BB guns, and then what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck?
Why aren't
They
you
come
wearing
in-
a shirt?
They don't even need a BB gun. They're garden people. They come in with a chainsaw. And you're like, what the fuck?
Oh man, this past week I like leveled up my chainsaw skills so much in real life.
I
think
want
I'm
a
ready for
chainsaw.
I'm ready for the zombie apocalypse.
I don't think you want to be that close to a zombie. Even if you had chainsaws, I don't think it's a good idea. I wouldn't fight off zombies with a chainsaw.
Well, not a 16-inch chainsaw, 20-inch chainsaw.
Doesn't matter because a chainsaw relies on gas. So when the chainsaw runs out of gas, you can't just hack a zombie with a chainsaw. It's too heavy. You're going to wear yourself out and you're going to get yourself killed. So you want something lighter, more agile. You want to be rolling with a sword.
Here goes. Wait. We're going into it. We're going into kind of like our the old segment. What would your preferred weapon in the zombie apocalypse be? Go, David.
Your penis.
That is a very powerful weapon. You will be unstoppable.
It's an exotic weapon.
It will be an exotic weapon, but I'm just worried about my penis touching all this undead flesh. How many diseases I will get? Necrotizing fasciitis on my flatus. Okay, no, seriously. Aside from my penis, which, by the way, became a legend on the boat, by the way. That's a big story. My nickname on the boat was Big Bamboo. I'll leave it at that.
Why were you unleashing your penis amongst other people on the boat?
What a story, Mark. Here we go. Okay, going back to the boat. Again, Maria and I were actually very
Drunk.
anxious, stressed, and worried. So we spent literally the whole time drinking. We were drunk the whole damn, all freaking, how many days was that? 12 days on the boat. So there's a thing on the boat. This is on one of the cruise lines called the piano bar.
Show your penis.
Now, and the piano bar was an adults only thing. And there was an amazing pianist. I love her to death. Her name's Elizabeth Setzer. She has her own website and her own music. She's really, really cool. But she played this song called The Big Bamboo. And she only played it for me. But the only thing she would make me do, I would get on the piano. And the piano was next to one of the supporting columns of the boat. So, again, I was drunk as hell, so I just started pole dancing and humping the pole on the piano and everybody in the freaking piano bar to the song Big Bamboo, which is a song basically about having a big dick. And, yeah, I was going around the boat and people remembered, like, hey, it's Big Bamboo or that guy. That guy fucks. And I'm like, great, I'm famous on the boat.
You're watching that show? Watching that show?
No. They were saying that to me.
No, I know, but that's from Silicon Valley.
Yeah. No, I haven't seen Silicon Valley. But the thing is, I made a lot of friends from that, and actually they're locals. In fact, one of them just helped Maria out fixing her AC on her car. So, being the Big Bamboo has its perks.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, David, your preferred weapon in the zombie apocalypse, not my dick.
Damn, what am I going to choose then? I could fend them all off with just that.
Well, you don't want to do a chainsaw.
No, I would probably stick to one of my katanas. I'd probably use one of my swords because it's light. It can keep things at bay because it's long. You can push things off. And you can slice,
only
you can
4
dice.
feet long, man. That's a little close quarters weapon.
Nah, that's pretty good.
Unless you have an odachi. You have an odachi, that's different.
No, you don't want something super long because, again, you're going to tire yourself out and you're going to get you're not going to be able to sustain that. And some people would say guns.
An odachi's a huge-ass katana.
It's like some people would say guns and everything, but guns rely on ammo.
On ammo, yeah.
And as much ammo as there is in the world, it's like just the population of the United States is like 360 million people. Say you're the only one left. You're going to need 360 million rounds of ammo with all headshots.
And who are you gonna have sex with if you're the only one?
Yeah, it's going to be difficult. So I highly recommend not going with a gun and going with something that can just... Oh, boy.
Manuela. Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay, but before we continue, I'm going to allow you to amend your answer, because instead of let's stick it to weapons. Let's stick to weapons. I was going to say, preferred situation, but stick to weapons. Danny, preferred weapon during the zombie apocalypse. It cannot be a katana or a sword.
A lightsaber.
Does it have to be a weapon? Because, well, technically, I guess
it could be anything that could be utilized and used as a weapon.
And it has to be real. It can't be like a lightsaber, like I just said.
You can't do portal gun.
No, because I was going to say a boat.
A portal gun.
And use the water since they can't technically swim.
See, actually,
use a water
Danny,
gun? Did you say use a water gun?
No, it said
Super Soaker 800. Two pump
when you
action.
said portal gun, I'm just thinking about putting one of the zombies in the portal and just looping them, thinking with science.
Actually, wait, hold on
Speedy
a
thing
second.
goes in, speedy thing goes out.
Actually, Danny, you backtracking 2 minutes ago when I was saying, "Oh no, let's stick to weapons," because that's what I was going to say. I was going to say houseboat and just ride it out on a houseboat because zombies can't swim. No, I have not seen any incarnation, but it it has to be a weapon. You have to. It has to be a weapon.
Many versions of zombies, not that they can't swim, but they'll follow you under the water, and depending on the zombies that we're talking about, they still can get you in the ocean or in the water. So a boat isn't just safe.
No. A boat is fine. Zombies will float. They can't swim, and they will continue to decay. So if you read the Zombies Survival Guide, it basically says
there's many kinds of zombies.
If you could stick it out for a few months on a houseboat, by the time your supplies run out, all the zombies should have been decayed and everything, and you'll be good.
No, you won't be good because you'll be dead too.
No, you have supplies, douche.
Even if you have supplies, how many months is it going to take? A couple of months? You're going to live 2 months on a boat?
6 months. You could live 6 months. You have the supplies. Canned foods.
Do you know how many
You
supplies
ration.
to last for 6 months?
Ration. You're the only person.
Why would you be the only person? You already
You just
Maria,
said you're the only person. We're going to have to
you left
jack
her for
off
dead?
for pleasure.
Tell Maria that you already left her for dead. You're going to go on a boat by yourself in the zombie apocalypse.
If it needs to be.
Kicking you out.
Bitch, it's you and me. It's okay. She never listens to these.
No, because look, zombies, they might not swim, but I've seen several zombies that walk along the ocean floor.
I've
seen them.
Holy crap! Where?
At Ultra.
At Ultra.
No, those are humping trees. But there are zombies that do that. So you can't automatically assume that all zombies are just going to walk into the water and start floating, because there's the 28 days later zombies that are all running and they're all very vicious. There's the Walking Dead zombies that are just walking dead. There's all kinds of zombies. So
Okay,
you can't
we're talking true. God, true zombies. Can't believe the words that are literally in my mouth. True zombies.
What if
undead.
What if it's the Day of the Dead zombies?
Romero zombies. Okay.
Romero zombies. What if it's the Day of the Dead zombies? The one that works at the gas station. He's a smart zombie and he leads all the zombies on a zombie revolution. You never know.
Yeah.
So what if they're smart zombies?
Undead. They're undead, decaying flesh. In a few months, there will be nothing.
But how are you going to beat an unstoppable force?
You don't. You ride it out on a houseboat, like Danny said.
Okay, so say you're on a houseboat and say you've got 100 million zombies on the coast. You don't think 100 million zombies on the coast can reach a houseboat off the shore? They're going to reach you. It's
How?
100 million bodies. They're going to
How?
create a bridge to you.
Okay, you know you do. Turn on the boat and go a little bit further.
What if you have no more gas? Are you going to start paddling? Oh, guys, we got to get out of here.
You
You're by
ration.
yourself.
Sail. You can make a sail.
Out of what? Zombie flesh?
But here's the thing, though. You're assuming we're going to stay near the shore, but my thought was we go out into the ocean till we can't see land.
But what if there's stuff out there too?
Zombie shark.
Sharknado.
Okay, we're getting to the realm of absurdity.
This isn't absurd. This is...
So wait. The
we
whole
need to
point was
know.
the whole point was, Danny, it has to be a weapon, not a method of survival. So weapon. So houseboat, boat goes away. Actual weapon. You're on land. You need something in your arm to fight off zombies with. What is it?
If I'm alone,
And it can't be a sword or a katana.
no, machete.
You used to do
It's
martial
a-
arts with a stick.
It's a sword. It's still a sword, dude.
No, un machete. Get it right.
I have had experience with that too this last weekend.
You
Adrian and his machete versus the bougainvillea trees.
you
The
used to
bougainvillea
do
tree still won.
you used to do martial arts with a fucking stick. You should use a stick with the spear with the sword at the end.
Are you talking to me?
No, I'm telling Danny because he used to do that shit.
Oh,
So
how's it-
you
I can find a freaking pipe that's 6 feet tall and just.
there you go. Whack things on the head. You'll be
Fuck,
Donatello.
you took my answer. That's what I was gonna say.
A bow?
Yeah, a bow staff or short spear.
So you both can't be Donatello.
All right. So is that your answer, Danny?
Sure, yeah. Bow staff.
Then I'm gonna say a freaking like Ford F-550, a fucking gigantic ass truck, and I'll just plow them over.
But then you
Dude,
need gas.
We live in America. There's a gas station within 5 miles any direction.
You weren't here for the hurricane. We ran out of gas quick.
No, I keep filled, man. I always fill that half tank.
A half tank for the zombie apocalypse. That'll last you a while. And an F-150 that'll go 5 miles to the gallon.
Well, I
You
can't
run over 4 zombies
I can't
and you're
run
like,
over
"Fuck, I'm
zombies on
empty."
a Prius.
Yeah, you need to get a hybrid if you're gonna do that shit. Wait for Tesla to release a pickup truck.
The Tesla anti zombie tank.
Just get the Tesla, the Model X, and just because the batteries last 10 years.
And put it on autopilot. Just stay inside your house and put it on autopilot. Keep running over zombies.
Well, not to bite off Walking Dead, but probably a crossbow. Then, if you took a bow, I'll take a crossbow.
Crossbows are difficult.
It's a medium range weapon, similar to a gun. Ammo, you could even make ammo from tree limbs if you need to. And if it gets too close for comfort, you could still use it as the crossbow itself as a weapon to fend off and defend yourself. So, with what's left, I probably would have also ideally gone for some sort of sharp.
Why hasn't
weapon.
anyone in zombie films, zombie shows, or anything ever thought about wearing chainmail?
Chainmail?
Well, that's also in the zombie survival guide, and the thing is that it does weigh you down.
Not a lot. Chainmail. That's not going to weigh you down a lot.
It adds
When was the
another
last time
40
you wore
pounds.
chainmail, David?
It'll add on
Every
another-
night.
It adds on another. It's funny.
That's
if you guys haven't
role
read,
playing.
if you guys haven't read the book,
Come forth, my wench, and you're drenched. You just have like chainmail on you.
if you guys haven't read the zombie survival guide, it's a fun little satirical read. But it does mention wearing chainmail as a method of defense, but it weighs about 40 pounds, and it even goes to wearing plate mail. Zombies can't get you, but you're immobile, and they're gonna all collapse.
You'll die instantly. Yeah, with plate mail, you'll be dead in no time.
Oh yeah, they'll rip that apart eventually. I mean, they'll take a while. It'll take a couple, but
Just being here in Miami, you'll just die of heat stroke.
Oh god, as we all felt without the AC the last couple of days.
Yeah.
And no breeze. Oh my god, that was I
That's
couldn't
the
imagine because we were on the boat. So, but we spent 2 days circling the port, so going like 5 knots, very 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 slow. And we were getting cabin fever, so we wanted to get up on deck. And we go up on deck. There's not a freaking cloud in the sky and no breeze. And I'm like, oh my god, I can't imagine these people. They don't have AC right now. That's why I offered. I'm surprised you didn't say anything. I offered to you you could spend the time at my place if you needed, because we actually by Monday we had power according to our family.
I would have preferred to stay on the boat.
They kicked us off by Wednesday.
That's so unfair.
No, actually, no.
Did they give you money back or anything for being a shitty trip?
Am I allowed to mention the line I was on?
Up to you if it sucked. If it sucked, then we'll probably have to delete it. If it was good, then you can say.
Well, I'll say this: we were on the Carnival Vista, the flagship vessel of the Carnival fleet.
It's the USS Enterprise.
And I will say this: I'll say this: I wasn't impressed with the boat, but with the way they handled the situation, given the hurricane and everything. The captain, the cruise director, they did an outstanding job. Especially since we heard there was a competing line that actually dropped 4,000 passengers in the middle of Miami a day before the storm with nowhere to go. Our captain decided, hey, we're going to continue with the voyage, spend time in Cozumel, spend an extra day there to allow people who want to get off the boat and fly to their homes in wherever it was, Ohio, Massachusetts, whatever, allow them to go since the airport's going to be closed. So the master of the vessel did a great job. I forgot his name. He was obviously an Italian gentleman. And we felt very fortunate that we had there was a good crew. They did their best to keep us entertained. I felt a little gypped where, they did give us money back. We got about $500 worth of credit back. No gratuities for the voyage. The only thing was we did pay for the unlimited booze package.
You did pay for it?
We did, because we're like, okay, given what's going on. No, actually, we'll get to that later. The only thing we felt a little gypped on was that we did have to pay per diem every extra day we were there. So it was supposed to be a 6-day cruise. A boost package took care of the 6 days, but for days 7, 8, 9, and 10, we had to pay additional.
That's bullshit.
That's what we said, and I did try to do the whole thing like, my family's there, our home's in danger, we don't know, I need to be drunk to survive this damn voyage, and they're like, I will, but here we go. Again, they said no, but there was a gentleman at the customer service desk on the boat that was very empathetic with what we had to say, and although he was not allowed to extend the booze package, he sent Maria and I a bowl of chocolate-covered strawberries and a bottle of wine. So that was cool. The customer service, fantastic. I didn't like the vessel, but the crew and the captain, especially during a very bad situation with bad passengers, outstanding. And about the bad passengers,
He gave you that. Let's be real. That guy gave you those perks not because of any other reason, but when he saw you, he goes, "This guy fucks."
By then, my reputation was there.
It was done.
Like, I will say this, man: the mood on the boat got so sour to the point where on the last day, the cruise director had to get on the boat. I mean, he was on the boat. He had to get on the PA system and basically tell people,
I am the captain now.
no, but it wasn't this, blunt, but he was very empathetic and trying to be very diplomatic, but the message basically boiled down to stop being rude to the staff.
Oh snap!
That's how a lot of the people in the boat were being. We were
Z to do a barrel roll.
We were very grateful to the staff because they're literally on the same boat as we are, but some people, oh my god. Well, anyways, that was our adventure at sea during the hurricane.
Whenever I'm on a cruise, I normally get pissed off at the people, not at the staff. The staff is usually really cool. Actually, I did get in a fight with one staff member on a cruise ship because they were being a bitch at the photo booth. But besides that, I've always been really cool with the staff on cruise ships. People
most
suck,
of them
though.
yeah, most of the crew are awesome, especially the people who work in the entertainment lines.
Yeah,
I always get to know most of, like Elizabeth Seltzer. Check out her music. But,
is she related to Alka?
No, she was not related to Alka. And like she knew, and so she would do her best to keep us entertained, laughing, and engaged, and that's awesome. It was just great, whatever. I have love the way they handle it.
That's good.
But the boat sucked.
That's not good.
Yeah, but yeah.
I forgot what we were even talking about.
We talked the genre of horror. We talked Destiny to a lot of bullshit in between. Zombie. Oh wait. Did I say my final weapon?
Yeah, the bow, the crossbow.
It's a crossbow. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Well then, hopefully the next time we're together, we'll probably maybe do one podcast before the room viewing. I'll try not to watch it, but I'm telling you guys, it's becoming difficult.
I can't promise it. I might have to watch it.
I might have to watch it without you guys. Like seriously, I almost did. I was like, no, I need to have genuine reactions when we record this shit.
Yeah,
Don't pop that cherry without you guys.
Exactly, yeah.
Oh, you and your cherry popping. We know how you like that.
Yeah, it's the big bamboo.
The fucking Big Bamboo. I can't believe that shit. This guy.
There's a song called Big Bamboo. Just Google it and you'll see you could imagine me humping a gigantic pole standing on a piano to this song.
I don't want to imagine that, in fact. I've seen it. I've seen it.
All right. So are we calling it? Is that going to be it?
I think we are calling it.
All right.
Is Dom online to do trials?
Who cares? You just ask her to get online.
Is she online? No. Fuck her. Get online.
She's freaking. She's brushing a horse. Come on, man.
Oh god. Well, that about wraps it up. This has been the Hardcore Casuals podcast. We're three childhood friends whose motto is just good enough. We're hardcore about a variety of topics, but too casual to be experts at any of them. Be sure to join us next time on this journey of mediocrity. I'm David.
I'm Adrian.
I'm Danny.
Until next time. Fuck it, we'll do it live!
I think we need to do it again.
Hello, and welcome to the Hardcore Casuals podcast.
Oh, not the whole podcast, you shit.
Don't you want somebody to love? Don't you need somebody to love?
Hardcore casuals.
Like somebody to love, you better find somebody to love. Rise, I say, look at me. Yeah, but in your head. I can't believe I remember this crap.
Oh, hi, Danny.
Let's run it back.
I'm the big bamboo.
That guy fucks.